Hey everyone, Skull902 back here once again for Sonic 3 and Knuckles. This is part 8, and we're going to be going into Flying Battery Zone here today. Flying Battery Zone is the second level of Sonic and Knuckles, and was meant to be the fifth zone in Sonic 3. I believe I mentioned this in the Carnival Night part, but it's supposed to be after Carnival Night, or at least was planned originally to be after Carnival Night and before Ice Cap, but they changed it presumably because without it in the Sonic and Knuckles half, there really wouldn't have been enough stages to really justify selling that on its own. Because, like, I suppose as far as the levels themselves go, yeah, there's, like, you know, 6, 7, you know, whatever, but as far as, like, actual game time is concerned, like, you would have 3 full zones, and then, or well, 4 if you count Death Egg, which I do, because why wouldn't you? And then, like, 3 more 1-act zones, so, I mean, you know, not quite as much bang for the buck, so I guess to even things out, they decided to put Flying Battery in the Sonic & Knuckles portion. So, yeah. Flying Battery Zone is one that's going to have a bunch of electrical and fire-based traps. You know, it's a fun zone with a really nice, catchy song too. It's you know, like one of those zones where you just have a fun time playing it, and there's not really much that you can think of that would really bog down the experience in any sort of way. It's just a fun time. Just definitely a fun time in Flying Battery Zone. And you got a bunch of things like this where oh, I didn't press it. Thank God. Where, like, it'll either spring you up or a bunch of badniks will pop out. So there are false capsules in Flying Battery Zone, which I thought was an interesting idea when I first saw it going on. And they've also got these spinning pole things, where, like, I didn't get the hang of this for so long until I was playing the boss in Mania, where it's not a matter of timing your swing, it's the direction that you're holding when you, you know, jump off of it, is the direction that you'll go. So I was very crap at actually using the spinning poles until I, you know, stopped being stupid and found that out for sure. Silly me indeed. There are 4 special stage rings in Flying Battery Zone that I am aware of, and I think they're the only ones in the stage. So, again, me with my wanting to help out anyone who may be in need of finding some special stage rings, I got you covered, man. Got you covered. Sandopolis and Lava Reef, not so much, but, you know, in addition to the 8 that I know of in Mushroom Hill Zone that you saw, this would be 12, so that's, you know, quite a bit of opportunities to get the Super Emeralds, or if you're just playing Sonic & Knuckles on its own, the Chaos Emeralds. In terms of the special stages themselves, if you don't have the full set of Chaos Emeralds by the time you get into the Sonic & Knuckles half, like, it will still take the emeralds that you have. Say if you go into one of the special rings and then be like, hey, we'll give you one, like, it'll give you one chance to get a Super Emerald, and then afterward you've got to collect the rest of the Chaos Emeralds. Now if you do that, you can't turn into Super Sonic. Instead of the message, Sonic can now turn into Super Sonic, it would say, Sonic can now go to Hidden Palace. And then when you go into another special stage ring, it will again take the rest of the Chaos Emeralds that you have, and it will give you the opportunity to I almost said correct, for some fucking reason, but it will let you collect the rest of the Super Emeralds, and, you know, if you can get them all, you become Hypersonic, or at least you gain the ability to become hypersonic. Here's the first, or well, I say the first boss, but it's like a mini boss. Here's the mid boss. Pretty simple strategy. He's not the smartest robot in the world, not the not the brightest bulb in the room, not the sharpest tool in the shed, nothing like that. He's just dumb. Just kind of hits himself in the head. As long as you move out of the way correctly. It's actually kind of fun to do that as Hypersonic or Knuckles. You could just stand there, and it won't damage you at all. It's pretty great. But he just bops himself in the head, and that's it's a fairly easy win. I'll just say that it is a fairly easy win. So there you guys are. The first two special stage rings. Apparently they're a bit cryptic to find. A lot of people only know about one of the four here in Flying Battery Zone, but again, I'm here to help out. I found out about it in the Hellfire Comms run, the first one of two anyway, and then I believe the second of two I found out thanks to Mega G Wolf. So thank you to ntom64 and Mega G Wolf. Without watching you guys playthroughs, I would have absolutely no fucking clue where either of those special stage rings are, and it's a fun thing to know. Fun thing to know indeed. Hey, I avoided the other one that spews out enemies. Again, don't just assume that you're about to finish the act once you see a capsule. It is definitely early, unless of course you've beaten Robotnik at the end, then it's pretty obvious that you've gotten past the second act. Now here's another cryptic one. We're right about to get to another special stage ring here. You've got to stand on the floor and let it crumble. Then you've got to go over here, make sure you break the block, which you can't, gain any progress. That's a weird way of putting it. And you hit that switch and booyah. It's not really a switch, it's a button. Whatever, fuck it. It's another cryptic Super Emerald giant ring location. So there you go. Another 50 rings to help you on your quest. That was a bit of bullshit right there. I suppose there is something I can complain about in Flying Battery Zone. The spike collision, though I suppose this is more a general problem with the game. Fucking spike collision. I almost said collection. What is it with me and language? I just... I swear sometimes I just got hit in the head and have lost a lot of my ability to talk. Which is great for someone who wants to do Let's Plays like this, am I right? Fucking stupid me. But, so, yeah. Again, just, need some special ring locations. I hope that I'm helping. So, it's a good time. It's a good time. I certainly like getting a lot of rings. I'm sure there are many people out there who can appreciate ring collecting like I do. So it's good stuff. Good stuff indeed. Now, Act 2, as far as I know, I think it entirely takes place on the inside. I could be wrong about that. In fact, I am wrong about that. There's a route that I didn't take that would have led me... Oh wait, no. I think that's Act 1. Fuck. I'm such an idiot. I don't even remember the level layouts anymore. I'm watching the fucking video. Oh, silly, stupid me. Silly, stupid me. Oh, goodness. Yeah, see, another example of my stupidity right there. I could have totally avoided getting hit by that motherfucker. Goodness gracious. Anyway, yeah, decided to abuse Hypersonic here because I really shouldn't have let myself get hit. But, oh, hey, look. Another another bonus stage that I can get into and hopefully grab myself a shield. I know you guys have seen this one a lot. Hopefully I've been able to talk over it with, an interesting amount of things to say. Hopefully it hasn't gotten boring watching this particular bonus game too much. Something I should mention about it, though, is I believe as far as ring collecting goes, like, you may have noticed when I get like one of those ring bubbles near the top, I get a lot more rings than I do, say, if I got one at the beginning of a stage. And I do think that the amount of rings, in fact, it's pretty evident that the amount of rings is dependent on where the bubble spawns. So say if I somehow got a ring bubble from the bottom and just let it float up to the top, I don't think that would give me more rings. But I do think that, like, say if I spawned one at the top of it and, got it, that I would get more rings. In fact, once again, that's pretty evident, so why do I keep saying I think? I know for a fact, motherfuckers. So here's pretty much the Wing Fortress boss again, except, Robotnik didn't put a bunch of platforms for you to destroy his machine there. However, this one, I guess, is a more powerful laser than the one in Wing Fortress Zone, because it like blows up the ship. It's causing it to collapse pretty much. Like once it's complete, this is pretty much just a waiting game. But you see there, it's like the ship is falling apart. It seems like that anyway. What with the camera shaking and the way that things are kind of falling apart. You see that bridge that's chasing you around. You got to make sure that doesn't crush you. No, I don't get crushed, Simp. I didn't die a single time in this playthrough, so you can count on me not getting crushed, Simp. So, ha on you. Ha ha ha. If you avoid the bridge and at least outrun it to a certain degree, it's pretty much just a waiting game. You gotta wait for the ship to collapse and the bridge to stop going on, and then in comes Robotnik with the boss robot that many people have compared to a dick and balls. I'm not making that up. There are apparently, as far as people are concerned, 2 penis-inspired bosses in this game. It's so dumb. I would feel sorry for anyone who has a package like that, because the machine doesn't quite extend too much from the 2 balls on the bottom, so that's very unfortunate. I'm gonna stop talking about this now because the boss is no longer alive. So yeah, I hope that you guys have enjoyed watching this, and I'll see you next time.
Wow, done with this one already? How convenient. Oh, yeah, that's no good.